You guys, I am in Dublin. Okay, we're gonna preface this by saying I've never been to Europe. I was born in Asia. Obviously, I live in the US. I'm an American, but never been to Europe. wanted to just sit down real quick and just talk to you guys about Dublin. I never got a chance to sit down and like tell you guys what we were up to, because I feel like every single day was just like so go 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 and like hectic, but it was so much fun. Oh my gosh. Okay, so first I went to Dublin for a work trip, and so it was kind of like cool because then, you know, like I got to kind of like not take advantage, but then it's like, you know, we got to go there, so then obviously like hotels are paid for a certain night, your flights paid for you to go there, so it was just kind of like a nice time to take advantage and like really explore. I've never been to Europe, first of all, so that was like huge for me. So we did a red eye on Sunday night, and we got in Monday morning, and we were able to actually check into the hotel, which is so nice. I don't know how we were able to do that, but we were. And so we checked into the hotel and we got settled, you know, did the whole thing, and then we walked around Dublin city center. And so there were just like, you know, all the shopping, and we kind of got to see everything, like a little bit of sightseeing, and it was so cool. Is that such an outdated word to say something so cool? But like, it just was. It was like familiar, but not at all. It was just so much fun. It was so much fun, I think, because everyone there was so nice. Everyone there was so chill. And it was just like one of those experiences where you just really felt like happy, you know, like when I was there the whole time, I just felt happy because the city was just amazing. And so we did that Monday. I did do dinner with my team, my smaller work team on Monday as well. So Mikhail, my fiance, was tagging along with me, obviously, for the whole trip. He paid for himself. Let's clarify. Was tagging along, and so he did kind of have to like find dinner situation for himself. It was fun. We went to this like Italian and wine place, and it was good wine, great Italian food. Then Tuesday, the whole day was pretty much work, and we did do like another like team dinner thing afterwards at a more local place, you know, and they also did serve Italian there, which, you know, we kind of made a joke about. We got Italian 2 days while we were in Dublin. It's hilarious, but it was good. I loved all the food. I think it was amazing. Wednesday, we did do some team stuff or like some work stuff in the morning. And then we then got to do some more like sightseeing stuff. And so we went to go do the Guinness tour. And Mikhail actually just went and did like the tour at the same time, just because it's like a public tour. It's kind of like a walk yourself kind of a situation. And so it was so much fun that we just kind of got to go through. And you can like rush through the whole thing and then just like get up to the rooftop and like get your free drink if you want, that you paid for with your ticket. But if you actually take the time to like read through everything, I thought it was super cool because they explained to you like the exact temperature. I think it was like 232 degrees Celsius to like brew like the barley at and all that, and the casks they use. Like, I honestly don't remember all the finite details, but I thought it was so cool. And then they had this whole section on like the advertising, had the harp that was from 1702. The original harp is from 1701, which is actually in Trinity College, also in Dublin. It wasn't like the original one, but it was like very new. And regardless, 1702 is still older than the US. I was like, that was like all I needed to know. I was like, okay, yeah. And so that was amazing. And then we did go do like traditional Irish dancing night with traditional Irish food, just, you know, a lot more touristy, but you kind of got to do that stuff. It was at the Arlington Hotel, and that was the one that's like in Dublin. There's obviously a couple other ones if you want to like drive outside of the city and stuff, but that was just, you know, like most convenient for like a team situation. And I have seen some like Irish dancing and music before, like the traditional ones. And so for me, it wasn't like that was new, but like I love seeing it still, like, and seeing like the people, like the actual Irish people there doing it. And so that was Wednesday. And then Thursday and Friday, we actually got to do a day trip. So Thursday, Mikhail and I, we went and did a day trip by ourselves. We went to Belfast, and then we went to the Giant's Causeway. And I just have to say, Belfast was so cool. We did do the black cab taxi thing that, you know, like everyone says to do. And the drivers were basically like, they were like in the Troubles. Like the whole thing with like the Troubles, with like the Irish, the IRA, like the British, like they were like in it. They gave us their side. And, you know, I'm just gonna say it, like I'm obviously on the IRA side. Not really on the British side. So, I mean, you know, like good, bad, everything happened on both sides, but you know what I mean. I personally loved it because I thought that was so cool. But obviously, like, I do also know the full history. And so if you're going with someone who like never learned about it before, I still recommend doing it. But, you know, obviously go in kind of with your own research because they obviously are biased. But I still thought that was amazing. And we got to see so many murals in Belfast. We saw all of like, you know, the like the IRA heroes and stuff, and then there were also so many Free Palestine stuff, and that just made me so happy, like Nelson Mandela, and it was just like, I honestly thought it was so cool. Like, I just loved seeing that. I did go to the Giant's Causeway, and that was super, super pretty. I feel like the entire Irish countryside is just like gorgeous. It's one of those things where you kind of understand when you're like in nature like that. I understand even more deeply about why we need to all fight for like climate justice and like fight against climate change. Because like I love New York City and we lived here for 8 years now, but this is not nature. This is not like natural in any sense. It's an amazing city, so beautiful, full of technological wonders. But the beauty of truly seeing nature and the Irish countryside was like a whole different kind. It was so breathtaking. And we went to Dunluce Castle, which is like a ruins, which they kind of filmed like from far away, like the castle used in Game of Thrones. The Greyjoys castle was like the Dunluce castle. And so that was like kind of like the outside that they used. And I'm just gonna say, I love walking around the ruins. Like refurbished castles are cool and all. I just love seeing an actual castle where I'm like walking the grounds, like nothing's been touched since the people who lived there actually walked. It was like the coolest thing in my life. Cause like the next day we went to another castle and that was all refurbished. It was all pretty and that was cool. But like, I love the castle ruins so much more. I don't know why. Something about it was just like, I'm walking where they walked. It was like the best thing of my life. Oh my gosh. It was like peak highlight of the whole trip. I love the Dunluce Castle. And that was kind of like a side thing that we did, honestly. But like, it was like my absolute favorite. I've never seen a castle. Disney World castles, Disneyland castles, like do not count. So that was like my first castle and that was like, I loved it. So that was Thursday. And then we did come back and we did do dinner in the city. And so we kind of got to do that. And then we just like kind of like headed home, did like an early night. We didn't really like go out or anything like that. I feel like I did a little bit of that with my coworkers on Wednesday because we did have someone who was local, who was kind of like showing us all around and everything. And then on Friday, we did another day trip and we went to Glendalough, the Wicklow Mountains, stopped by a sheep farm and it was so cute. It was so cute. It was like the best thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Oh my God, you guys. It was adorable. Like the sheep were just like, oh, they were adorable. I know a lamb stew is like traditional Irish food. I just don't know how anyone eats that. Like I honestly genuinely don't because I see that and I'm like sad. I'm like, I tell Mikhail because he likes it. I'm just like, you're making me sad. Not really, but you know what I mean? Like, it was so cute. They were adorable. We also did actually like, you know, got to like go to like this part of like the mountains. We saw like the lakes. It was so pretty. There was like a monastery there, and that we got to see, and that was super cool too. And then we went to Kilkenny, which is like a medieval town basically. I mean, the whole thing wasn't all medieval, so it's not like Solvang in California where like everything's designed in a certain way, but it was more like there's like a lot of like old medieval like architecture, buildings, houses that were like still there. And so the whole thing was amazing. We saw Kilkenny Castle, which they did kind of refurbish that, and so we did do the tour through the whole thing, which that was so cool. Don't get me wrong, that was very cool. But castle ruins, Kilkenny Castle, I don't know, I just kind of like the castle ruins better. Maybe I'm weird, but that was what I liked. So we did that, and then we also obviously like went around and like saw everything in Kilkenny, like ate there, and then we came back, and then we went to like dinner back in Dublin, and then we went to the Box Tea House. We went there for dinner, and it was amazing. I love the Box Teas. It was like great. All the food we actually had was like amazing. I will say though, after we got back, Mikhail was like, you know, I really enjoyed all the food, but there definitely was like not an ounce of spice like anywhere. And I will say that I felt like it was very European, very little spice and a lot of things. Because I came back, we had like Asian food. I was like, why is it so spicy? And Kel was like, I think because we just spent a whole week in Europe where there's like no spice in any food. So there's that, but it was amazing. I still loved all the food. And yeah, and then we flew back on Saturday, and so that was basically the whole trip. And that was like a really quick / long rundown of everything we did, but long story short, it was amazing. I loved the whole thing. And I just kind of feel like Ireland's one of those places that sometimes you overlook it when you're like going to Europe, like, oh, I'm gonna go to London, I'm gonna go to Paris, I'm gonna go to Italy, I'm gonna go to like the French countryside and like whatever. But it's just like, you guys, Ireland's so beautiful and the people there are amazing, and I just love everything about it. It was an amazing trip. I've never been to Europe, and so I'm glad that that was my first stop, because I do feel like sometimes we hype up the other places a little bit too much. I really loved it. I just wanted to sit down and give you guys a quick recap on everything we did before we end this vlog, because that was, you guys saw all the sights, but I want to tell you guys what I feel. So anyways, my name is Claire. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.